hello, happy Wednesday and happy first day of National Novel Writing Month 2017. We are the WordNerds, a vlogging channel here on YouTube who basically talks about writing all of the time. So we are super excited to be here with you guys. We're going to do some writing sprints today, answer a couple of questions, and hopefully just do an awesome kickoff for November. First up, we're just going to do a very quick introduction of all of us so you kind of have an idea of who we are. We're just going to quickly name genre that we're writing this year and how long we've been doing National Novel Writing Month for. If you guys want to share those same things in the chat, that would be awesome, as we'd love to get to know all of you guys. I am Kelly. I am writing epic fantasy this year, and this is year 11 of NaNoWriMo for me.
I'm Megan. I am writing a dark fantasy this year, and this is my 6th year doing NaNoWriMo.
I'm E. Latimer. I'm also writing dark fantasy this year, and this is probably, I think, my 6th year as well.
I'm Rachel. I'm also writing a dark fantasy / paranormal book this year. You can see it's a theme that is a recurring theme here on our channel. I've technically never done Nano, and I'm not technically doing it this year either, but I'm still here for the word sprints because we're going to get some words done this time.
Yeah, rebellious.
I'm Desiree. I'm writing a darkish fantasy, and this is my 4th year doing Nano.
Welcome. If this is your first time ever participating in word sprints, we're so excited that we are here with you. It's going to be a lot of fun. We set an amount of time, and then you write for that amount of time. And afterwards, we check in, share our word counts with one another, just kind of like cheer each other on, general encouragement. There are prompts for every word sprint. You are not required to use them. It's just like if you need a little extra help. We are going to start at 5 after the hour with a little 5-minute warm-up. And then, excuse me, we are going to move into full-length sprints, which over on our channel are 20-minute sprints. So that's what we're going to be doing. And feel free to ask any Nano-related questions in the discussion section here, and we will answer them in between sprints. If we miss your question, please feel free to ask it again. There's a lot of awesome discussion going on. I've been peeping at it all day, and it's very possible that we'll just miss a question. But we're really excited to be here.
Yes.
Hey!
Yes.
And we're going to be back a few times this month, so there'll be a few different opportunities to ask questions. So super looking forward to spending all of November with you guys.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I like that, Desiree, you're writing darkish fantasy.
Yeah.
I like that description. It's darkish.
It's darkish.
Now I feel left out, so I'm like, is mine kind of dark?
I can already tell you probably not. Kelly is our resident scaredy cat, so you can even, have you even started Stranger Things yet, or is it too scary?
I've seen the first episode.
Okay.
Well, that is one more episode than me. So
I'm so
Oh my
offended.
gosh.
I'm halfway through season 2, so you guys need to hurry
Oh,
up.
it's so good.
It's so good.
Don't be one of those people that's like, I don't watch TV.
no, I don't mean to be that person. I really just, I don't have time to watch TV, so I usually don't want. I'm
fair.
gonna have to get on this bandwagon eventually, though.
Yes.
Yes.
Honestly, for like the real reason is like there's a couple of parodies of it, and I want to watch those, but I can't. I don't know the series, so I'm gonna have to watch the series. Everyone's going on and on about it. I'm sure it's great.
Amazing.
It's so good.
Yeah. Oh, we are missing 2 of our word nerds tonight because they had school/work. But there are 2 more of us usually. There's Emma, who writes dark fantasy, and Kyra, who writes a lot of things. She writes like every genre. So
Yeah,
you'll see them too when we're here.
She's Team Kelly because she doesn't write only dark fantasy.
Yeah.
Do we have a prompt or a...
We do.
Yeah.
So since we are the word nerds, all of our prompts for today are going to be word themed. It's going to be one word, and you can either try and implement that word into your chapter or try and get like the mood of that word into your chapter. Again, you don't have to do it, but you can if you need the boost. So the first word is nefarious.
Ooh, that's a good one. I'm probably going to use that in mine. I like that a lot.
That works
Yeah.
well since we all have dark fantasy. Like, I feel
Yeah,
like
right.
you can fit that word in there.
All right, so it is time. This one is just going to be 5 minutes. Get warmed up. You can start writing if you want, or you can just plan out what you're going to write. Good luck. Time. How did that feel for everyone?
No.
Like, not enough time. That is what it felt like.
The groaning noise in response to that. Sarisha.
Yeah.
Yep.
I like the
Yeah.
idea of prepping yourself to write, because we don't do that over on our channel, and I think it's kind of cool because like I have to get into a mindset or I will spend the first 5 minutes just messing around anyways.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I
Yeah.
got stuck on how to spell words because honestly, like going through here being like, how do I spell the word crudgel? And then it took me like 10 minutes to figure out that. Even though we only wrote for 5 minutes, it still took me 10 minutes to figure out how to do that.
You know you have Google, right?
Yeah.
When that happens to me, I just like run my fingers over it, and that's revisions Megan's
Yeah.
problem.
Yeah.
My document is like every other word is like underlined in red, and I'm like,
Oh my God, that's so annoying.
Who needs spelling?
I have such weird Irish names in my manuscript, so it's like it's all red. I just like, don't even pay attention anymore.
We got a lot of people sharing their word counts in the discussion section, and you guys are killing it, man. Some of you have written like 200, 300 words, and that's
What?
Wow.
oftentimes when I write 20
Stop, you
minutes.
guys. You're making us look bad. I like 20 words done.
We had a question that was kind of related to the red underlines, but what programs are you all writing in? I am first drafting in Scrivener.
Text edit.
Text
Wait, not text edit. Pages.
Pages. Whoa, now.
I haven't heard of that.
I have an Apple computer, so I don't have Microsoft Word.
Oh.
God, it's unfortunate.
I know,
Right
right?
now-
It's so annoying. Everything
Right
like
now,
all my classes are like, make sure it's in a Word document. I'm like, all right, we're
I don't have an Apple. I'm just writing out by hand right now, which is why it's a very slow, painful process. But like that's how I'm revising for Nano, so that's how I revise, is like get my thoughts straight on the paper. So
Yeah.
slow.
I draft in Word.
Yeah, I'm drafting in Word as well. Usually I write in Scrivener, but I'm traveling starting tomorrow, so I just want something like super simple I can take with me without like installing Scrivener on a laptop or something. So
You just email it to yourself.
yeah.
Much easier.
Yeah. I like to use Google Docs too for that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now I'm thinking I
Google
might
Docs
actually move it
anywhere.
over there.
Yeah. There's a lot of people in the discussion section saying they use Google Docs or Office Online.
That's a good idea.
We had another question asking if we could clarify what dark fantasy is.
It's like regular fantasy.
Like fantasy that is dark. Wow, that's very helpful.
Yeah, it's like fantasy that has horror bordering.
Yeah,
that's a good way of describing it.
Yeah, I thought I was writing dark fantasy for Bryony Gray, and they are categorizing it as middle grade horror. So sometimes I don't even know the difference.
Yeah. For those of you who don't know us, Bryony Gray is Erin's book that's coming out in February.
Yes.
I wasn't going to pitch it, so thank you.
I got you. I'm always here to talk to you guys up.
I'm so excited for that. I tell everybody, I'm like, guess what my friend is doing? She's great.
Every time I mention like my writer friend Erin, I'm like, yeah, she's a book coming out in February. Like, it's great.
This is why I love you guys.
Ticket, like.
You need to come home with me. I'm going to keep you.
Which one of us?
All of you, obviously.
We've got people sharing how they used nefarious in their warm-up. Did any of you guys end up using nefarious?
I forgot after like 30 seconds. As soon as I started writing, I completely forgot that we had a word.
I used it as a part of the title for my fairy queen.
Ooh.
Because I'm talking about like the Seelie and Unseelie courts. I'm writing like my story is based on a lot of fairy lore, and so when I'm introducing the Unseelie queen, I use that as part of her title.
Does she have like a really long?
Oh
awesome
yeah,
one?
it's like it's so long.
Oh my gosh.
Like Daenerys
to be dramatic,
Targaryen,
so.
or
Sorry.
I said, is it like Daenerys Targaryen long?
Oh yeah, it's like.
See, if I was someone super important, I would and like evil, I would definitely want like a really long title that people would have to announce every time I walked into the
Unless
room.
you have someone who will like announce it for you, you don't have to like introduce yourself.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh no, you
exactly.
can't say your own intensely long dark title. Someone else has to.
Yeah, obviously.
Kind of lame
Queen of
otherwise.
this, savior of this, like
Yes.
yeah, patron of that.
You say it yourself, you're just bragging. I mean, come on.
Yeah, exactly. Most humblest of all.
Is that in your fairy name? I really want to know now.
No, that's not in my fairy name, but
I'm not going to force you to share it over.
it's not done yet. It's just the first draft, Aaron.
Okay, all right. I'll email you
It
later.
needs some work. It needs some work. But
That's fair.
We had a question asking, do you self-edit when you're sprinting, or do you go stream of consciousness?
Good question.
I don't self-edit because if I did, I would never write.
Yeah.
So I just write as fast as I can, and I'm like, I cringe the entire time. I'm like, oh, this is so bad, but I need to write words.
Yeah, same. I think if I stopped, I wouldn't get really very much done in my sprint. So I just have to keep going, and then I'll edit later.
I let myself do a little bit because if I think of something and I like it's a quick fix and I already know what it is, there's a chance I'm gonna forget about it later. So I'd rather just do it and not stress about it.
yeah, that's what I'm gonna do with my the next word sprint. Is I just realized I'm kind of working on something that I've written like 1,000 words of, but I want to use that as my big nano project. But I realized that I'm missing like 3 characters that need to be there in the first scene. So I'm gonna I just realized that I'm like, wait a minute, like what? So I have to go add that in. So I'm gonna do that in the next word sprint. I'm just gonna add a character into my first scene. No biggie.
So we'll start our next sprint at the 20. And we've got a prompt for that one. The word is serendipity.
Oh.
So very different from nefarious.
I'm probably going to forget in 30 seconds again, but
Yeah.
Write it down. I think still have to work in nefarious, or maybe both.
Okay. We had a question. I'm sorry, I can't get your usernames. It's jumping up really fast, so I'm just like grabbing the questions. But we had a question, how do we come up with plot ideas?
Oh my god.
There's actually an entire chat on the WordNerds channel how to come up with a good idea and which one to choose. So you should go check out that live chat that we did last month.
Mm-hmm.
I think
It's hard.
Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Can you tell that like these are the Canadian people?
So I like to look at the things that really excite me about the idea in general. If there's like a particular creepy scene or a feel or a song that I've found that really makes me excited, and then I look at those things and I try and come up with like, what else gives me that feeling? How can I make things worse based off of this one thing?
Megan's great at that. How to make things worse.
she's a little evil.
Just a little.
Just a little bit. Yeah, I don't know. I guess usually I think I talked a little bit about this in the last live chat we did about this. But like the thing that is the most exciting to me is like starting with the seed of an idea and then all of the potential possibilities that expand from that. And so that's why sometimes I'll just like plot out for days before I actually start writing. So like, what if this happens, and then this happens, and then this, and then it turns into like a giant thing, and it's fun that way.
And like, look at what scares your character, and then put them in that situation.
Mm-hmm.
And you can do that any genre, not just the ones where you're killing a lot of characters.
Wouldn't that be any genre for you, Megan?
Yeah.
It's a romance. They're all dead.
Yeah. I've written one romance and I shelved it immediately after the first draft was done because there's like no one died in it.
But no one gets stabbed, so what is the point?
So what's the point?
Oh dear.
Oh, but
Yeah.
All right, so we've got 1 minute until our next sprint starts. We saw some of your comments, so we're going to do a 15-minute sprint first, and then we'll move into a 20-minute sprint after that. Kind of keep getting warmed up to longer sprints. So this sprint is going to go from the 20 to the 35. The word prompt is serendipity. I will put that in the discussion section as well. And it's time to go. Good luck.
Okay. All right.
Thanks. time. How did everyone do?
Getting there.
Better.
That's much better than the groans after the warm-up.
Given I spent about 5 minutes of that trying to find the perfect name for someone, and I still don't have it, so I feel like kind of, yeah, that
So
dragged me
great
down a little bit.
Yeah, I got 268 for that sprint,
Nice.
which is not bad for me. We had Astrid asked in the discussion section, anybody completely frozen up? I have an idea for my novel, but suddenly I cannot start. And I feel that hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was feeling that a lot in the warm-up. I've been so excited to start the story, and then once it was time to actually do it, it's just like, oh, I have no idea what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did anything happen to help you conquer it and get started?
Having the warm-up kind of helps, just kind of taking a few minutes to think about where I wanted the story to start, and then just doing it knowing I can fix it later.
I think that's the most important thing that gets me moving if I get stuck is like, I can just produce like a hot mess of garbage and fix this later. It's fine.
That's like my favorite part about NaNoWriMo is that it's like I can't stop. If I'm gonna hit 50K, I can't stop and look at the hot garbage.
Yeah, exactly.
That's actually related to a question we had earlier, asking how do you know if you have a good idea for the plot? Like you've brainstormed and chosen your idea and began writing, but how do you know other people will like it or if they'll think it's silly?
Finish it and show people.
Yeah, that's all you can do.
Yeah.
Be confident in your idea and just have fun with it, and then you can send it to beta readers later and make it better.
Yeah, again, the editing process is where
Yeah.
you turn it into something other people will enjoy. Any idea can be a good idea. You just have to take the time to get it there, and that is not what this is about. This is about just getting that first draft out there, and you'll learn more about the story as you go. So it'll be easy to make it shine later.
You can make it super cool
and if
later.
you're like, yeah. And if you like the idea, I can guarantee someone else likes the idea.
Yeah, you have
Like, there's at least going to be 12 other people who like this.
at least 12,
statistically.
15 maybe.
Yeah.
You have good taste. Trust in yourself.
Yeah. We had another question. Where did it go? In the meantime, are you guys listening to any music while you write? And if so, what?
I am not, but I saw you jamming out.
Oh yeah.
like looked at my screen sometime and you're like,
I
like,
know
yeah,
how.
okay, Megan's got something good on.
It's just like all angsty alternative rock from when I was in high school. So it's like early Fall Out Boy,
Yes.
Still Canvas. Yeah.
Nice.
I'm writing to the Sims soundtrack.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
No, I tried it last time she recommended it. It's really good because it's
Right?
just like nice background music. It makes me want to like stop and build a house, but
Oh my gosh.
Build a word house, Kelly. Build a house of words.
I usually I cannot listen to music with words. I don't know about you guys, but it just like super distracts me. Either I'm listening to the words if I haven't heard them before, or I'm like singing along, so that doesn't work. But I really like movie soundtracks and Two Steps from Hell.
Yes, I love Two Steps from Hell.
Yeah, so good. Yeah, which often they're in movie soundtracks anyways, so a little crossover there.
My favorite thing about them is that a lot of them aren't specific like movie themes. Like I really like the Captain America soundtracks or whatever, but when the French horn theme comes on, I'm just thinking about Steve.
Right.
And like I'm no longer thinking about my characters, but with Two Steps from Hell, it's just like really diverse. You're not gonna attribute the theme to any one character.
And they have a lot of music, and they have different, like almost different flavors of music. Like there's like a lot of their really epic fantasy style soundtracks, and then they also have one that I really like called The Devil Wears Nada, I think. And it's like, I don't know what the name is about, but it's a really good soundtrack. It's not like epic fantasy, it's more like kind of whimsical and quirky. So I'll use that for my middle grade.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
We had a question from Evelyn. This is my first time attempting to write a novel. Where do I start? First of all, welcome! Writing novels is the best.
That's a good
First word.
Yeah. I was gonna say, you start with the blank document.
You stare at that in horror for a minute.
We all do that. I think probably, like, for me, I know the first time that I even start like a novel, like I'm 5 or 6 novels in, obviously, but like I decide whether this story is a pantsing story or plotting story or somewhere in between. Like, do I want to plot this out? And if I do want to plot it out, how detailed do I want to get in the plot? Because for me, each story is different. And especially if this is your first novel, it's good to, I think, have like at least a skeletal kind of outline and go from there.
Yeah. And if that doesn't seem like your style, I would recommend finding a character you like first and foremost. You can come up with just like their Hogwarts house, what they're afraid of, and what they want more than anything, and then just put them somewhere that you think would be interesting and make them react to those scenarios. And you do that enough, and it becomes a book.
I always at least know the inciting incident. And like, if nothing else, I know what's going to happen to take the character from their ordinary world into the extraordinary one.
Yeah. And even for contemporaries, there should be an inciting incident, something that pushes your character out of their box and into what your main plot is going to be. We've got a lot of people sharing their word counts. Everyone is doing so great. Congratulations to those of you who have met your minimum word count goal for the day. That's incredible.
That's awesome.
I am very far away from it.
Yep, got a lot more to do tonight.
So let's start the next sprint / the final sprint on this channel at the 45. Yeah?
Sure.
That's good.
3 minutes.
We had a really good question from Mixed Reads. What do I do if I'm suddenly no longer interested in the story I spent all October planning?
Oh,
Keep
drink.
writing.
No, I'm just kidding.
Drink, Aaron.
That's hard.
We do not condone that.
No.
Right,
That's
drunk.
really
sober.
rough. Chocolate's always an option.
Yes.
Chocolate.
And
Right,
right,
drunk
yeah,
and sober.
Yeah.
And it's totally fine. You can still do NaNoWriMo. Even if you start an idea that you just came up with today, you can still start and win Nano. I have done it before.
Yeah, actually, I've switched. Like a week into Nano, I switched, which was crazy, but I actually still ended up working out okay. And it was because I got 2 chapters in and went, you know what? I kind of hate this. I thought I was excited about it, but I'm not. And like, I think sometimes that's okay. Like other writers might get mad at me for this, but like, I think it's okay to sometimes let yourself do that as long as you're not consistently doing it and can't finish anything. That's the only thing.
Yeah, for sure. And NaNoWriMo is so quick and so fast paced that you want to be writing something that you like. Like if you don't like it right now, 2 weeks in, you're going to hate it and you're not going to want to write at all.
Loving it is important.
I thought I hated mine. Oh, sorry.
Oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, like, I've spent a lot of time in October planning it, and then like yesterday I was like, I don't know if I like this, and then I started writing it, and I was like, oh my god, this is great.
That's always an option.
Yeah.
Right?
Like, damn, I'm amazing. You write like 8 words, you're like, oh yeah. Yeah, the best.
Those are the best 8 words ever written.
I'm ready for my book deal.
Yeah.
That is definitely how it works.
Yeah.
Yes. That is why I am swimming in money from all the book deals right now.
Exactly. You could trust Erin. She has a book coming out.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not going to give you the 8 words advice though for real.
All
I'm
right.
sure they were great.
It is time to sprint. This is going to be our last sprint of the night on this channel. It's going to be 20 minutes. The word is ethereal, which was
Ooh.
the
Yes,
title.
Another
of my,
good one.
That was
I
the title
used
of
this.
my first ever NaNoWriMo novel.
Really?
Aw.
Nostalgia.
All
you have
right.
you have all the best words, Megan.
Mhm.
I
Yeah.
Googled them. All right, we will check in at 5 after the hour. I had to do some math there. Good luck, everyone. time.
That one scared me. I was like in my story.
Me too. I was writing an argument, so I was like angrily typing. I was like, "Ugh."
Arguments are my favorite to write. I got 350 this time.
Nice.
Feeling pretty
Nice.
good. How'd you guys do?
Okay. Okay.
Let me check. I don't know.
Yeah,
Around
I didn't
200?
keep track of totals.
I got 435.
What?
Dang.
That's twice as much as I got. Oh my god. Well, I mean, that argument must have been pretty intense.
It was. A lot is happening in this family that is arguing.
That's the best. Congratulations to everyone sharing their word counts in the discussion section. You guys are doing amazing. Shout outs to all of you who've met your word count goals for the day. Also shout out, there were multiples of you who had computers die and lost work.
Oh
Feel
no.
for you.
Oh,
That sucks so bad.
tragic.
So if
Yeah.
that didn't happen, back up your work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Friendly reminder, back up your work right now.
Yes.
We had a couple of questions that we will answer now before we wrap things up. We had someone who asked, would you suggest moving from third person to first person in your story?
Whatever you're most comfortable with.
Like permanently, I'm wondering, or flipping between the two?
I guess
Because-
definitely.
Oh, okay. There's
I
no
mean-
wrong answer then.
There's not. I mean, personally, I can't stand first person, so I will always write. I always write in third person limited. That is the only thing I will write in. I can't
Really?
write in first person. Yeah, it bothers me. Like, I can't even really read books that are in first person.
Really?
Like so
Yeah.
much YA.
That's so much fun.
Yeah.
I know, it bothers me. Like, I'll read it, but I'll be like, "Ugh, I don't like this."
Really?
It's so funny.
Yeah.
I
Oh man.
far and away write more in first person.
Yeah,
I
I
guess-
almost always write in first.
Well, I guess I can't read any of your guys' books.
Wow.
I suppose I can make an exception.
We had Nightshade Moonsong said, I was able to use ethereal twice. I'm happy. That makes me happy
Ooh.
too.
Double
Mm.
points.
Yeah. The name is Girl asked, I'm trying to write in third at the moment and it's so hard. Advice.
Read third a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. And if it doesn't come naturally to you, you don't have to do it. You can write it in first.
Mhm.
But if it is something that you're just trying to get better at, which I totally get because I am also trying to get better at it, read a lot of books in third person.
Mhm. Also, like the simplest advice I have is like cut out filter words. Like she thought, she saw, she watched, stuff like that. Like alienates you a bit from your narrator as a reader.
Mhm.
So like that's just like a one-off general good piece of advice for third person especially.
There's so much of that in my rough draft right now because I just don't have the time to like
Oh
think
yeah.
about it. I'm just like,
Totally okay.
That's what editing
she
is
did
for.
this, they did this, and I'm like, oh, this sucks
Yeah.
so bad, but I gotta keep going.
Like, wait, I don't have to have she watched him do this. I can just have he did this.
Yeah, exactly.
We had a question from Clara. Do you run these virtual write-ins often during November? Do we?
I'm glad you
What a
asked.
great question.
Yeah, we run them every Sunday on our channel. NaNoWriMo has a ton of write-ins scheduled for the month of November. I know we will be over here on this channel once a week, as well as the once a week write-ins that we're doing every Sunday on our own channel, which is youtube.com/YAWordNerds. There's a link in the description to it. We love write-ins. That's the gist of it.
Write-ins are fun. It's like a good hangout chat time, and then also get word stuff done.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Get a lot of my word count in just from
Speaking
writing.
of,
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, I guess we're going to head over to our channel now. Speaking of write-ins, ready?
Yeah.
Good segue there.
Great segue, Erin.
Really subtle. Some of us are going to be heading over. I think we're going to take a 10-minute break after we go off air here to just fuel up on snacks and caffeine and whatnot. And then we're going to head over to the WordNerds channel and do another couple of sprints over there. So if you would like to join us, we would love to have you.
Yes, I will put a link to where that's happening in the discussion section in about 12 seconds once I re-get it.
Perfect.
Yeah, the NaNoWriMo write-ins are always about an hour. I know we went a little over today. The write-ins on our channel are typically like an hour and a half, so I don't think we'll go that long today.
Probably not.
We've been writing
I don't
a
know if
lot.
my brain can handle so many words.
Exactly.
But we love word sprints and we love NaNoWriMo, and we're so excited to be here and to be writing all the things.
Awesome.
Yeah, well, like the other day, when you guys were like, "Oh yeah, like Nano's gonna have us there," I'm like, "Oh my gosh, Nano! Like people at NaNoWriMo know who I am. Like this is so cool." They sent me like a poster, and I'm like really like they sent me a poster to my house of
Oh yeah,
the
that's
creatures of NaNoWriMo, and it's just like wait, hold on, let me read these. Like the here to help monkey, and like the helpful but distracting plot bunny, like all this stuff. But like it came to my house, and I was like, oh my god, people at NaNoWriMo
They know where I live.
They know me. Oh my god, like it's
Oh
like
my
really
gosh.
freak out. It's pretty
They might
great.
show up at your door any minute now, Rachel.
I don't know. Like
Just make sure you're writing.
yes, exactly. It's like, oh yeah, I'm totally doing that. Yeah, that was me the whole time. Oh hey, I didn't notice you there. Like,
All right. Link to the word sprinting party is in the discussion section. Once we are off air, I will also put it in the description. So it'll be there if you refresh the page, you can access it. Or you can just go to youtube.com/YAWordNerds, where we're just going to keep writing because it's the first day and you want to capitalize on that.
Awesome.
All right, should we wrap it here, I guess?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, guys,
do it.
thank you so much for joining us. This has been so much fun. We cannot tell you how excited we were to do this with you guys, and it has been perfect. We will be back on Sunday at a time that I don't.
7:30.
Oh, we're gonna be on this channel on Sunday at 1 Eastern time, and then we'll be over on our channel on Sunday at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, like we always are.
So hopefully we will see you guys there at all of the write-ins throughout November. It is going to be a super fun month, and we can't wait to share it with you guys. Again, thank you for doing this first one with us and making it so much fun. Hopefully we will see you either on our write-in shortly or in the future. Happy NaNoWriMo, guys. We will see you next time.
Yes.
Bye!
Bye.